G'day guys and welcome to another episode here on the Centre Bounce where we have the drive home at 5:30 p.m. How are you all doing today? Hope you had a wonderful week thus far. Hopefully when we left you on Monday night, things weren't too bad. And hopefully as Tuesday rolled around and Wednesday came and now Thursday, hopefully it's only been getting better and better for all of you. It will just be me tonight. Big J has got some wedding commitments that he has to be preparing for. So it will just be me today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you don't get sick of my voice, but it will be a fun one. We've got a bit to talk about, as always, and I don't know about you guys, but I would love to get your opinions on what this extra round of football is supposed to achieve other than making money. You let me know, honestly. I don't know how to feel about this extra round of football being proposed to give people who are even as low as 10th on the ladder an opportunity to make finals. So I don't know about that. I'm very happy to get your opinion on this, but yes, no Bigger J tonight, Velo. No Bigger J. I will pass on the sad face to him when I speak to him next. Michael, g'day, Michael. Yes, Big J was on True Eagle with Jesse last night, which he was obviously very excited for, and we love Jesse so much. He's absolute legend. True Eagle, True Footy. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, you got to go check him out. Honestly, he's one of the best footy YouTubers going around, and yeah, he's pretty confident. He's pretty confident about about North's chances of winning. Okay, Velo. Just finished homemade spag bowl in time to watch. Hey, very nice. Spaghetti bolognese. Mangia. È bellissimo. Maltesing. G'day, everyone. How do you feel going into this week's match with the Hawks? Yes, it's going to be huge. Carlton and Hawthorn is going to be absolute. It's almost a grand final. Like, it is actually unreal. The Carlton versus Hawthorn game this week. Absolutely going to be game of the round, I think. Maltesing, is Rankin back this week? I still have him on the bench. Well, let's just pull up the share screen here for a second. All right, Adelaide. He's not going to be injured, but I think he is back this week. I think he would have missed now his last 4. I think that means he should be back if we go to DFS. And if we go to AFL, pretty simply, I'll have to do it this way. No, we don't care about Eastland. Or maybe we do. That's maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on Eastland. Centre bounces. So where is he? Rankin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. That's his 4 games out. Rankin will be back this week. So that is very important timing for Adelaide to somehow keep their finals chances alive. I probably think they have next to no chance of making finals. If we just pull up the ladder one more time. How far away are they from the top 8, Adelaide? Adelaide, oh yeah. Yeah, nah, they're no good. They're no chance. So, but yes, Rankin should be back for your team. He'll be a massive inclusion for your SuperCoach scoring. G'day, Shawnee. How's it going? Hope you're doing well, mate. Oh, how are you feeling about the game against Carlton? Are you optimistic or not? G'day, Kai. Another Thursday teams. Absolutely. Let's go. Who knows? Could be the start of a good run going into the finals. Could be. Good evening, Ange. Hope you're doing well. G'day, Michael. So it's just little J, no North talk to break up the Essendon talk. Hey, I will only talk Essendon if you want me to. I don't. What are you talking about? No, nothing about it. Do I need to read the AFL site? Well, they are trying to implement a new thing, right? The AFL, Andrew Dillon is trying to make the season a lot more exciting by adding an extra round of football where you will have a chance where 8th plays against 9th and 7th plays against 10th. In an effort to try and spice things up, you have an extra round of football, which will be after the home and away season, just before the start of the finals. And if the winner of those two games are the teams that manage to make it into finals. So if you finish 10th and you beat the team that is 7th, the 7th team is out and the 10th team comes in. Same thing with if the 9th team beats the 8th team, then they get to come in. So it's called a wild card round, and I don't like it. Personally speaking, I don't think it's a good idea. I think surely after 24 rounds of football, if you haven't been able to finish top 8, then I think then you shouldn't be in there, personally. I just don't the AFL should only be 17 weeks as the draw. The draw is not fair. That is correct. The draw is not fair, but I can understand the way that they've tried to do it in terms of splitting up. If you finished high on the ladder this year, it means that you're a good team, which means that you get a harder fixture next year. Whereas if you finish low on the ladder, it means you're no good, which means that you're going to struggle to win more games next year, so you get an easier fixture. I can understand the fixture that way. Everyone should play each other once, at least, for sure. But I can understand, given the idea is equalization. That is at the heart of everything that AFL does. Equalization. So if they want to give West Coast an easier fixture next year because they finished bottom 3, I can get around that. Personally, I can get around that. If you want to give Sydney a tougher fixture next year because they're top of the ladder and they're the best team in it, again, I can get around that because you don't want to give the Swans an easy fixture. As Apple would put it, money, 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 100%. I absolutely, it's pure money. It is a pure money grab because they're looking at the ladder right now. Okay, if the wild card round was a thing this year, you'd have the Bulldogs hosting the Hawks and Carlton hosting Essendon for a fight to be in the top 8. These matchups, to be fair, are absolutely unbelievable. All right? Like these matchups of Dogs v Hawks and Blues v Dons, that would be absolutely unbelievable. 2 great games of football. But at the same time, it's been the top 8 for the longest period of time, and you're giving someone who's finished as low as 10th an opportunity to make it into the 8 even after the season. I'm not a fan of that personally. Now you're not only aiming for top 8, now you're aiming for top 10. That's what you're aiming for as a team. That's what I think. Win or lose, still love my Hawks. As you should, Sean, as you should. Velo wildcard run is just stupid. Leave it alone. AFL's top 8 works. I'm of that opinion. I definitely think the top 8 is what you should be aiming for. But if you're aiming for with the wild card round, you're aiming for top 10, not even a top 8. Wouldn't fix a Villa as it would still be compromised in so many other ways. In relation to the fixture being at 17 games, right? David Franken, g'day David. How'd you love the content? Much love, David. Thanks so much for watching, mate. Bombers are still big chance. I wouldn't say we're a big chance. I reckon we will beat the Gold Coast Suns this week, but then the last 2 games are tough. The last 2 games against the Swans, who I'm sure will bounce back by then. There's no way the Swans can continue to be shit by the time they come to play us. So I reckon we beat the Suns and then we lose to the Swans and to Brisbane at the Gabba. So, yeah, no, we're not playing finals, David. Us choking against Melbourne, against Adelaide, and against St Kilda has killed us for this year, but it is what it is. There's a great video on YouTube where a bloke has put together a draw where over every 3 years, all teams play each other exactly the same amount of times, barring your one biggest rival. I have actually seen that, Michael. You are absolutely bang on correct. And I think it was adopting what the NBA do, I think. I think it was following the structure of a couple of sports from the United States where they have big competitions with divisions and things like that and conferences. I think adopting that strategy, he did pull that together. What was it called? If we can pull that up so that people can have a watch of it themselves, it was a really good one. Was it maybe fixing the AFL fixture or something like that? I forgot. I don't remember. No, is it this one? Fixed fixture? Could be this one. Potentially, it could be this one by All Insight. Referring to the mechanic. Yeah, I think this is the one. I think this is the one where he's gone through all of these different, researching the overseas leagues. 100%. So if you haven't, by All Insight, just how broken is the AFL fixture? This person puts in an incredible amount of work. So yes, if this is the one, let me just copy it and put it here in the comments. So that's the video. If you guys ever want to watch it in your spare time, highly recommend it. And the more likes and shares that it might get, you never know, it might reach the people in the powers that be to make their fixes. Should give us more trades. We had 40 trades. Bombers' best hope is realistically get into 7th or 8th and then most likely play a Port or Geelong. Yeah, but we'd have to win another game. We would have to win we'd have to win 2, I think. We'd have to win 2 games. One against the Suns and then one of either Swans at Marvel or Brisbane at the Gabba. Brisbane at the Gabba, absolutely not going to happen. Absolutely not going to happen. Joe, is it the game Suns finally win away? Surely not after your game last week. Look, the thing with the Bombers, never underestimate our ability to mess things up. It would be classic Essendon to lose to Gold Coast this week, but there is hope for Gold Coast. Gold Coast plays against, I'm pretty sure, the last game of the season for the Gold Coast Suns is against Richmond at the MCG. This one could be the game where the Suns win. I reckon. I honestly reckon the Suns win in the last round of the season. They finally get their first away win. If you play like that, can beat anyone. It was definitely revolving around winning the clearances, David. You're right. Winning the contested ball at the source. But our problem is our entries inside 50 they're just caca. They're just so bad. Give us a 19-week season, 18 games and 1 bye overall in the middle of the season, and play all 17 teams once and biggest rival twice. It won't allow the weaker teams to get more wins. And by doing it that way, because ideally you don't really want teams to be stuck at the bottom for longer than they need to be. You don't want North Melbourne just farming high draft picks every single year because they have the exact same fixture as the Swans and the Brisbane Lions, for example. They won't get more wins that way. It will be very hard for them to get more wins. They'll be really reliant on development of their young stars and recruiting. But we've seen North Melbourne have really struggled with recruiting. So I think if you leave it like that, without meddling a little bit with the fixture, but we'll see, I guess. What's best in the NFL? They have 32 teams and only 17-week season. Yep. Here we go again. Superstars sent scared through Bulldogs camp. Yep. The Bond injury concern, 200 SuperCoach points coming. 100%. Yep, I've got him as he is my captain still. I have not shied away. The news came out and I'm like, excellent. Maximus Bontimus Aurelius, he is still going to be my captain. Whitfield is the VC into Bond. So yeah, that's I have not shied away. He is a superstar. Kai could beat Sydney with how bad they are playing, but I'm backing them to bounce back once they finally get a playable key key position defender lineup. Yeah, they also are missing Papley a lot. Like Papley provides them with so much bounce. He's a goal kicker himself, and he can also be put on the ball to put a bit of speed on the game. So for me, I think this guy has left a massive hole in their team as well. When he comes back, it will be a very different team with Papley back in the side. He's a massive leaves a massive hole in their team. Anyway, to start for the game of the year on Saturday, North versus West Coast at Blundstone of all places as well. Michael, it will absolutely be the North Melbourne win, I think. Shaq, how's it going, Shaq? Sending the Hawks home this weekend, and there's nothing Sam Mitchell can do about it, Joey boy, mate. Sam Mitchell, mate, he might be one of the best coaches in the league. There are a bunch of things he can do. Just make sure that you let Sam Walsh get the ball, because he's one of the biggest butchers going around. That might be what they have to do. But man, it'll be a cracking game. But of course, you are all over the Hawks, mate. You are all over the Blues. I mean, 100% Bont is a lock as our C this week. 100%. Jonas, how's it going, Jonas? How about every team plays each other once? Yep. 100% on board with that. Not this garbage playing team. 100%. Like, before you double up, you should play everyone at least once. That I completely agree. How we can play twice of all these teams, but we finally played Brisbane for the first time in the last round of the season. You know what I mean? Like, it's bonkers. I agree. My team, the Suns, are shit. David, you're a Suns supporter? I like to call them the Fraud Coast Suns, personally. Also, I've already moved on to the AFLW. Yep, AFLW, absolutely picking up steam, for sure. Oh no, Bont got that carpet burn injury a week. Velo, less wins equals higher draft picks to build a better team. Well, that's how it's meant to work. Yes, that's correct. But you also don't want them to have, but you have to be implemented into a system. You can't just have high draft picks come into a team and automatically lift the team off the canvas. Like, you need to have good young talent in with some good experienced leaders that can show them the way, that can lead them to what it takes to win. Like the Brisbane Lions, they weren't this good until Hodgie came along, for example. Like, you need to have great experience in the team to nurture that youth. If you just get youth, they won't find their way. So you want them to perform well. You want them to have wins. And if they don't get wins, the talent gets fed up with losing and they want to go to a better team. Split buy round should be 5 games and 4 games. All rivalry marquee type games feature rounds, not a bunch of games no one cares about. That I can get around. I like your thinking, Jonas. Papley kicks goals, whereas Wicks has 2 goals in the last 76 days. Yeah, there you go, Kai. There you go. North have been in development for years, an easier draw. True. But they've also really struggled. That just goes to show how bad they are. And they haven't been able to recruit anyone either, is the problem. They've tried to throw money at so many marquee stars, but no one has ever wanted to go. The best player they've got, what was it, Fisher? Or Griffin Logue? We've already proved we can't have nice things this year with the 40 trades they gave us. We're too well human, as it turns out. 100%, Edge. 100%. Caddy will become a very good player in the future. Yes, he will be. Very excited about Nate Caddy. Legend. Can Sydney stop running teams into form the second we're about to play them? Mate, that was that loss on the weekend was that was unreal. I don't think I've ever seen a result so shocking in my life. Like, this is the number one team in the comp. How did this happen? How did this happen? Why was the score 71-0? Why did it take them almost a quarter and a half to finally get their first score, which was a rushed behind? A rushed behind was their first score of the game. That is all-time bad. Like, all-time bad. I can't recall. This is almost Gold Coast versus Essendon when Gold Coast first came into the league with Gaz Jr. and Carmichael Hunt. Like, that was horrific. That is Jesus Christ. Mark, yes, bloody Essendon. They love to give us heart attacks, mate. No more of this teams have 2 buys before. Yes, again, another one. Correct, legend. Correct. These 2 buy nonsense. Yeah, 100%. Kai doesn't like most teams have their first game against an opponent in rounds 22-24. I know, it's so stupid how you can have almost an entire season go before you finally play your first time against them. Swans have been found out. If they can't use through the middle of the ground, they are lost, mate. That's a fair. I sort of noticed it as well early on in the season. They are a little bit like Essendon. They almost rely on that mark just outside defensive 50 to then look for that 45-degree kick to go into the middle. Also, they like to have that mark just outside the defensive 50 to then maybe give a quick handball out to a running Blakey. Their ball movement out of the back line is very predictable. Very predictable. And a team that's too reliant on outside ball, it's not a game plan that's conducive to September success. Lincoln, 18 teams. Play everyone twice. 1 home and away. Once home, once away. No finals. Top team wins. Like the EPL, done. Nah, man, I like finals, Lincoln. I like finals because I'll say this because this is a good segue because we also have to mention and recognize the greatness and appreciate the incredible career of one Dustin Martin, as well as, of course, the Tom Hawkins. But I would say that there's a reason why I think finals should stay is because, in my opinion, there is no better X-Factor big game player than Dusty Martin. He is the GOAT of the big games, no doubt. I've never seen someone rise to an occasion so many times like this guy. So and there's a difference between home and away pressure and finals pressure. I think the finals atmosphere, the finals do or die, the desperation, the crowds, it is almost an entirely different game when we're talking finals, when we're talking grand finals. It's different to the home and away season. I honestly think the finals should stay. That one I appreciate that for sure. Isn't that a fault on the development coaches not being good enough though? That's if they're able to offer more for those coaches. It's also a problem with the salary cap. Yeah, there's a lot of problems for sure, but there's nothing quite like winning games. Nothing quite like winning to try and inspire and encourage people to come and join you. You can't just have a team of youngsters, even with good development coaches. Like, the Hawks wouldn't be the Hawks if they didn't have great experienced leadership from some of their guns. I really think Swans fall out of the 8. Fall out of the 8? Oh my God! We have to look at their run home. That would honestly be the most disastrous outcome in the history of football. The team that's been number 1 for the entire season to drop out, that would be unfathomable. Oh my God! Mark Lavelle! Marky Mark! Mate! I'm gonna have to get my Essendon gear. 2 seconds, mate. In honor of this, 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to at least get a cap. $50 dudes. You are an absolute mad lad. You are the most generous of people I have seen. Mark, you know what? I'll get the scarf too. 2 seconds. Let me get the scarf as well. I gotta get the scarf. This is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. There's the scarf. There's the scarf. There's the cap. Mark, you're a legend. I love you, Mark. Honestly. The year is over for me in fantasy, and this money is for you guys, Joe and Jay. Great job for the whole year. I just liked it. I had fun. So fingers crossed for the rest of the year. To be a Bomber fan. Mark, to be a Bomber fan, it takes a special kind of person. It takes a special kind of person to have to put up with what they give us on a regular basis. But it also takes a special kind of fan to keep fronting up week after week. 80,000 members every single year, despite us not winning anything. So it is a tortured fan base. We are a tortured fan base, but we stick together, mate. We stick together. So, mate, I'm really glad that you loved the season. I'm really glad you had fun. We've loved having you along this year as well. It's been an absolute pleasure having you part of our streams, man. Honestly, much love, Mark. You're an absolute legend. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, wait. 2-player grand final. Yeah, you need to have a grand final at least. Never work at soccer's 90 minutes and minimal contact in AFL, 124 contact until rules kill the game. The problem is the AFL always love to stuff around. Absolutely love to stuff around with everything. Like, you know what will be incredible? If for 1 year, just 1 year, the AFL can let the game go and just be itself. For 1 year. Impossible. Sydney are tanking. Possibly. G'day, I'm Brandon. How's it going? Hey, Joe, wear the hat and scarf. That scarf. There we go. I got the hat and scarf on. There you go. How many frees can Dylan Moore? Look, I love it because he's in my SuperCoach team now. I'm not complaining. Pies lost to Cats in 2011 by 100 points week before finals, and we only lost 2 games for the year. Totally derailed the finals, and we played well below how we should have played. Smashed in the grand final. Yep. Honestly, let's have a look at their run home. If they lose to the Pies this week, seriously, if they lose to the Pies this week, it is really it's a no good. They could actually be. I mean, let's see what happens. So say the Pies win. All right, if the Pies win, we're gonna go Lions to win. We're gonna go North to win. Fremantle at home to win. Bombers at home to win. We're gonna go with Port potentially. We'll say the experienced Carlton. Let's just say Carlton. We'll change it a bit in a second. Marvel Stadium could be the Saints. Doggies win potentially. Next round. Oh, they'll beat us. They will beat us. But if we have them, we're trialing to see what would need to happen for them to drop out of the 8. They'd have to lose to us. They'd have to lose to the Pies. People first. This is the Suns. Probably them. Probably the Lions. Probably Port. Probably the Cats. The Dogs. The Hawks. And the Blues. And then who do the Swans play? Adelaide. What would have to happen? What would have to happen? Jeez, we would have to beat Brisbane. They're still in the 8. Giants. Okay. Okay. So from what I can tell, the only way the Swans miss the 8 is if we somehow beat Brisbane. That's not going to happen. And yeah, no, that's not happening. There's no way the Swans are missing the 8. I know technically there is a mathematical chance, a probability of this happening, but it's basically 0%. The Swans are locked into finals, basically. As good as locked in as you could possibly be. The Swans ain't missing the 8. I'm sorry. We just had a look at it now. There's no way it's happening. The Swans are just playing Blakey tall, and he can't defend tall. Correct, because he's not a tall defender. And Aaron Francis is not the answer. They're relying on Aaron Francis in the back line, and that's not him either. So they're really struggling with the tall forwards for sure. I agree. Houston, if you come to Melbourne, we'll actually give you the footy. 100%. Man, if Houston goes to Melbourne, that would be such a great result for you guys. 100%. Finals are awesome. Rampy looks to be back for the Swans. Ooh. Is it? Look at the injuries again. Go down to the Swans. Rampy's a test. Yeah, so I think you'll bring him back in. Melican potentially back in as well. He's huge, Dane Rampy. Oh my god. Dusty played the downhill skier role better than anyone. AFL coaches would just let him play midfield one forward without manning him up. Man, Michael Edwards used to beat Dusty time after time because he was quick, thick, and settled out of the ground. He would run everywhere with him, and Dusty couldn't break free. Yeah, but he's won 3 Norm Smiths, a Brownlow medal. Like, Dusty was almost like the first type of player. Like, it's the Dusty, that's the striker. He was the first of his kind in terms of having an impact playing that type of role. I can understand why the coaches didn't go with him. They probably just didn't know how to handle him. And he would lose his direct opponent a lot of the time. Yeah. Could be worse, Joe. You could be a Saints fan. Is it worse, though? Is it worse? They've made a grand final a couple of times. You know? Do you really think Brad Scott is the answer? He didn't succeed at North. It's true. He didn't succeed at North. It's a different team. It's a different club. A lot more politics involved at Essendon, but it's also a lot more powerful. It's also got a lot more money to spend. So it's different. I also think Essendon's list is more talented than the North Melbourne team that he had at the time. And I think he's also a different version because he probably learned more about himself and he's older, more mature, and wiser than he was back then. I think he is the guy with grunt, and I think he will take us to improve. Will take us to the next premiership. Might not be him, but we need someone to get through to the players because I showed a video last week from Don Caldwell. We've had 5 coaches. In the last 5 coaches, no one's been able to get through the players how to play consistent football. I think Brad might be the one to do that for us, but then maybe another coach gets us over the top. For Sydney to drop out of the 8, it needs to have like 22 particular results to occur. Yeah, it's ridiculously low. It's ridiculously low, the chances. Joe, no, Essendon will play them back into form. We probably will, yes. We most likely will. The Bont going to have a huge game this week, 100%. Any injury you get for the Bont, he always rockets the next win. Sorry, I was wrong. They need 20 out of 27 results to not go the Swans' way. Jeez. All right. Kai, tell me you barrack for the Swans without telling me you barrack for the Swans. Sydney, easy win this week. Pies, yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, Michael. This is going to be a comfortable win. They're going to have a hard review. As you say, the emotions getting over the top for Pendles. It's yeah. And it's at the SCG as well. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be the Swans. Nothing impossible. That is true, David. It's true. Went from unbeatable to William. Legends. We put the mods on them, bro. We put the mods on them. He was picture training in the red bib, which is great science. Oh, okay. There you go. That's good to know. How does Hamling not get a game with the Swans? That is a great question. That is a very great question. I know. And it wasn't black and white. It wasn't even in color. It wasn't even in color. Dusty, great player, and even smarter coaching by hard freak. Other sheep coaches made it very easy for Dusty, though. Maybe, but I honestly think Dusty, probably one of the most underrated things that I've always marveled with Dustin Martin is that he can play with the brutality to fend off tacklers, but at the same time be able to caress the football to a teammate with these nice soft touch passes. It's a class. It is a special type of kick. He's a wonderful field kick, honestly. And that was probably what excited me the most, his field kicking ability. Longest premiership drought in the comp. It's true. But they've been relevant. We have been irrelevant for 20 years. It's hard to stomach after a period of time. Swans will not lose again in the home and away this year. I can see that. I can agree with that. Hoops, I wouldn't mind Bont being out as I got the extra primo. It will test out other teams' depth. Hoops, I don't like you saying that. I don't like it. Mark, oh Joe, the Suns have not won away from home until this weekend. Don't say that. Don't say that, Mark. You've spoken it into existence, mate. It's always a possibility, yes. If we bungle this up this week, it would be so disappointing. But classic Essendon. Because Francis put up fake numbers in the VFL. Also, they held on to Reid, so Hamling was chucked forward. You're a funny one, Velo. You're a funny one. I'm not going to read it. No. Mr. Kerr. W. Kerr. I hope we bring in Hayes this week for drama and move Cox back to the wing. Also bring in Ben Hobbs for Jai Menzies. Thoughts and your Don selections this week. I want Hayes in for Laverty because Laverty, I'm done with him. I am done with Lav. Seriously. Great warrior, blah, 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 gives his all, but he is so dumb. He gives away so many stupid frees, and he's always 10 to 15 meters away from his direct opponent. Lav, get the flick. Bring Hayes in for Laverty. I want Hobbs in for Menzies, I agree. And if Cox is going to play anywhere, I want him to play forward. He can actually show us he actually has forward craft. Now, there's no Dersma, so I think Dersma comes out and Cox will just play that wing role, move him out of the back line. He is not a defender. The problem is, who do we replace him with in defense? Who's tall? That's where I think Laverty holds his spot, unfortunately. You're a funny one, more teasing. I like it. I'll say this one, Richard Head. Lincoln, wouldn't mind Bont having a rest this because Chalky Neal's closest threat to the Brownlow. It's true. I said this on Fancast when I recorded in our latest episode. If you haven't, subscribe to Fancast. If you haven't, guys, I said this on Fancast. If Bontempelli doesn't win a Brownlow this year, then he never will. Do you agree with that take or not? He has been unbelievably good for a number of years now, And he isn't a baby anymore. He's getting older. If he doesn't get the Brownlow this year, I fear he never will. And he's too good not to have at least a Brownlow. Dusty should have come to the Suns to help with the younger players. Yeah, but Dusty's not really going to be there for leadership, is he? I don't think he's the leadership type player to help develop the Suns. He's going to be there. I reckon he could be a good super sub. Put him in the game last quarter, win us the game. Kurt Rigg, the wild card round simply is a money grab. I agree wholeheartedly. Agree. Ooh, which grand final performance do you think was better? Dusty in 20 or Petrarca in 21? Yo, that's a good question, Legend. That's a very good question. Dusty kicked 4 goals. Dusty kicked 4 goals in that grand final. They were done. The Tigers were done. Honestly, they were... The Cats were probably like a goal away from winning that premiership up at the Gabba. But Dusty... I feel like Dusty single-handedly brought them back into it and won them the game. Petrarca was unbelievable, for sure. But Petrarca, I don't think Petrarca single-handedly tore the Bulldogs apart. It definitely was a midfield collective. And if anything, I think Luke Jackson might have been more impactful in that 21 grand final. Now, that might be blasphemous, but the Dogs were running away with it, right? The Dogs were running away with it. Gawn said Jackson is the guy. Jackson was the one who was put on the ball in the center bounces, his athleticism, his hits, Gawn resting foot. I honestly think it was Dusty. Out of the two, I think Dusty's premiership in 2020, his performance, slightly edges out Petrarca for me. Edges him out. So true. Believe, Mark. Believe. Dersma, not drama. Oh, sorry, you meant Dersma. So Hayes in for Dersma. Move Cox to the wing. Yeah, I agree with that. I would love that, personally. Love to go down to the rooms. I'll give him a bit of slack. Mate, you're a forgiving man, Hoops. You're a forgiving man. I've seen too many brain fades and dumb things from him. Swans are cooked. They're not coming back. You don't become shit overnight. You just don't. Good players and good teams don't go to crap overnight. This is the same team, mind you, which, despite having injuries, took the Brisbane Lions all the way to the brink. What round was that? That was round 19? Yeah. They at the Gabba. It was a travelling Sydney Swans team that really challenged the Lions. The Lions only just got over the top by 2 points. This is a team that's been top of the ladder for the all year, a team that's had an absolute free fall, and yet they're still first. And yet they're still first on the ladder despite being on free fall. So I don't think they're cooked. I think they need to get a couple of really important players. And they just have to go back to simple football, winning the ball at the contest. Quite frankly, they can't keep getting killed in the midfield. They can't. That has to change. Swans 4 changes and Rampy in, as per Gablish. Okay, well, we'll see in 5 minutes. Hi, guys. G'day, and Louise. Wanganeen should get a go where his father played. Tex Wanganeen. He's been all right. Tex, in the VFL. But I'd have him ahead of Jai Menzie, man. I'd have a lot of people ahead of Jai Menzie, personally speaking. Jay, have you seen the pictures of Max? Yeah, Gawn's ankles, man. Gawn's ankles are unreal. They're purple and swollen. Like, it is ridiculous. and he still gave English a buff. Need to get rid of Draper. Draper really benefited from us having the second ruckman in Nick Bryan, predominantly rucking for the first 3 quarters. Draper, I think, clearly still is just unprofessional. He's not professional enough to have his fitness be at a level where he can ruck a whole game. When he had that support from Nick Bryan, you could see he was fresh for the last quarter, and he had an impact. Jaden Hunt's brother, Yorak, making his debut for West Coast this week. Shawnee Baker, you sly. I was not far away from reading it together. You almost got me there. Cox and a half forward. Martin wing. Hayes. Yes. I like Cox and a half forward. I actually believe Cox has got forward craft. And I've been calling for it for a few weeks, for a couple of months actually. Play the kid as a forward. He's agile. He can take a mark. He can hit a set shot. I prefer Cox playing a centre-half forward role. Absolutely. Martin on a wing. He's got the tank. He can kick the ball inside 50. And Hayes, perfect. Perfect velo. I hope so. Neil the danger again. Yeah, Neil. Lockie Neal. How many more years is he going to keep threatening for a Brownlow? You know, he doesn't look like he's slowing down. I meant key position defender. Yeah. Bont should have won it last year because Neil honestly deserved the Brownlow more this year. I don't know how Neil got the Brownlow last year. I honestly have no idea how Neil got the Brownlow last year. It's kind of a double-edged sword with the easy draw too. I'm a Pies fan and a 14 finished, even for Collingwood, came with so many 320 games. Yeah, it's a tough slot. I agree, Ange. It's a very tough slot. I think so. Just because Dacos is going to have one of those years soon, Goulden, Neil, Cripps, Merritt all up there for the foreseeable future as well. Yeah, exactly. It's very hard to see Bont winning one. If he doesn't win it this year, hard to see the Bont winning one moving forward. Richards back into the 23 for Collingwood. There you go. Joe Richards is back, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Ngowi does it too. Nice, consistent, dusty though. What a superstar, Tomahawk. 100%. Look, they both torched the Bombers. Both. Tomahawk, every time he played against us, he feasted on us because we have no key defenders. And Dusty, every dream time, would torch us as well. So they both have given me a bit of PTSD, but you can't help but absolutely tip your cap, salute the players there. They're genuine legends. And Tomahawk is still 4 goals away. 4 goals away from 800. He might have given away 800 goals in his career. He is such a selfless individual, the Tomahawk. He has set up so many goals for teammates. He probably might have cracked 1,000 goals by now if it wasn't for how selfless he was. Genuine all-star. They're burnt out. Probably not. I reckon they'll bounce back. Every team in the comp has had slumps. Every team. Swans having it now, but they'll bounce back. Brisbane started slow. We all wrote them off, obviously prematurely, but they bounced back. Port as well. They weren't setting the world on fire. The Giants, they even lost to us midway through the year. They had a down period. The Cats, they've gotten out of it now. So they also haven't been killing it all year. Fremantle, they've had some shock losses here and there. The Dogs, people were talking about sacking Bevo. Carlton, they're in a little bit of a funk now. Like every team in the 8, no one has been consistently top of their game for the entire season. So I wouldn't be quick to rule out the Swans by any stretch. Now it's 6:20, so I assume that the teams will be out. Team lineups. Okie dokie. And one kick that goal, but Petrarca turned into 2016. It's true. It's true. He was unreal. No, I'm not taking it away. Legend, I'm not taking it away from how great Petrarca was in 21. But that's just how big Dusty was in 2020. Dusty in 2020 was just, he was a savior for the Tigers. Alrighty. Friday night football. A lot of changes here. De Goey, we all knew, out for the season. Massive out for Collingwood. Rampy in, Amati Party in, Campbell in, Caden Cleary in, Warner out, Laddams out, Wicks out, and Francis is out. He's a fake defender, the Franger. Some important players coming in for the Swans in what I anticipate will be a strong bounce back. Now, normally it would say omitted, managed, injured, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why. There is no explanation for why they are out. This is bizarre. But you can click on them and it'll take you to the stats. That's not what I want. I want to know why they were dropped. Why are they out? Bloody hell, AFL can't do anything right. And if they do something right, they can't be consistent about it. They'll muck it up somehow. So I'm tipping the Swans in this game. Strong bounce back. Some important ins. Rampy in is important for sure. Brisbane. Oh, Breville. The sandwich press is out. Joyce comes in. Darcy Wilmot, 150th game. Congratulations to Darcy. The Pepsi Max King, as our good friend DR says. Briggs is out. Kieran Briggs is out. Josh Kelly is in. So who is rucking for the Giants? Keith. Jeez. All right. Yeah, Brisbane winning this game. Oh, Hobbsy finally comes in. Congratulations, Hobbs. Far out. About time you've been played. Xavier Dersma out, we know, with the hammy. Harrison Jones, 50th game. But look how injury interrupted he's been. He's finally now playing his 50th game. Bloody hell. Oh, a lot of changes here. No Lukosius. No Malcolm. Oh, Fiorini shit. Joel Jeffries. Jake Rogers is a big boy. He'll be a handful. Sorry, no, Jed Walter. Sorry, it was Jed Walter. He will be a handful. Look, I'm not confident. But I'm still gonna tip us. But not with a great deal of confidence. Please. Don't do it. Don't lose to the Suns, please. All right. Fremantle v the Cats. DeConning out. No way he's dropped. He's got to have some sort of injury. DeConning out. Gary Rowan in. Mitchell McKinnon, okay. Erasmus out. Emmett out. Aish out. Tracy. Yo, that's a big out. The big kahuna? Voss will probably replace him. DeConning is injured. Okay. Yeah, there's no way in the world they would drop DeConning. Okay, so he's injured. Fife comes back from his suspension. Tracy is injured also. Okay. Aish was nothing in the midfield. They put him in the midfield and he got killed. But I'm still going to tip Freo because of the home ground advantage. And no SDK hurts. It hurts. I'll go with Freo. Melbourne, Stephen May out with those ribs. Gawn will continue to play. Marty Hall? No. Marty Hall? Is Marty Hall back? You're kidding. Marty Hall is back. The donut is gone on the bench. Oh my God. Georgiades out. Marshall in. Salem in. Tomlinson in. Yeah, I'm still going Port Adelaide. I assume Mitch Georgiades is also injured. I don't anticipate that they would willingly drop Mitch. But having Todd Marshall is a very appropriate backup. I'm going to go with Port here. But I actually can't believe Marty Hoare is back in. Oh my God. I finally have the Hoare back in my team. Unbelievable. Georgiades injured. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I'm tipping Port. I'm tipping Port. North Melbourne. Cool. McKercher still playing. That's the most important thing. Gaff is in. I forgot. Gaff also announced his retirement. Enjoy life after football, Mr. Gaff. Congratulations, mate, on a wonderful, high-profile career. But yes, I'm tipping North Melbourne in this one. Yes, I think so. North Melbourne. Oh, Jai Simpkin, 150th game. Congratulations to Mr. Jai Simpkin. Sunday. This is extended list, but Billy Dowling is out. Oh, Billy Dowling gone. Rankin is named on the field, so he will play. Who else is named on the field? Cook on the bench. Burgess on the bench. Bourlace on the bench. All right. So at the moment, it looks like it could just be the one change. Dowling out, Rankin in. By the looks of things. Doggies. Hard to see what changes. You wouldn't make any changes to this team. Honestly, the Bulldogs. Let me just go back to the filter. The Bulldogs' run has been nothing short of unbelievable this last month of football. They have been freakishly good. This game should have been over at quarter time. This game also could have been over at quarter time. They torched the Cats at GMHBA Stadium. They comfortably dealt with Carlton at Marvel. I don't know what happened here. No idea what happened here. But somewhere along the line, over here, I don't know what happened between July 6th and July 13th. Something clicked at the kennel between these two dates. And all of a sudden, the Dogs look different. All of a sudden. I'm tipping the Dogs. Even with Rankin back, I'm tipping the Dogs. I'm back in the form team. I am. McRae had 43 disposals in the VFL. Yeah, clearly Bevo is done with McRae. Bevo is officially done with McRae. Game of the round. Game of the round. Chera out. Cottrell out. Zach Williams could be in. Where's Williams? On the interchange. Not confirmed in. Okay. Young is back? Oh, if you're relying on Lewis Young, you're in trouble. No, he's on the bench as well. Far out. I'm tipping the Hawks. I'm tipping the Hawks. I'm tipping the Hawks. Because we saw what happened to the Hawks last time. I'm pretty sure the Hawks, after they had their demoralizing loss to Port, they still bounced back in a very strong way, I think. Who did they play? They beat the Lions by 25 after their choke job. They didn't care about the choke. They came back the next week and beat the Lions by 25. This is a team of character. These Hawks, character. I'm tipping the Hawks. Richmond, Viva Saints. Dusty is out. We salute you, Dusty. Tom Brown out. Taranto 150. Congratulations to Tim. A lot of potential ins. Samson Ryan, Bauer. Yeah, regardless, I'm still tipping the Saints. They've dropped Riley Bonner. They're instantly better. Instantly better, the Saints. They dropped Riley Bonner. The Saints win. And that's that. What do we reckon about those tips? Let me know what you guys are tipping this week. If you're gonna go, if you're going with me or against me on some of these tips. I got one of the blue for you guys. Sada Hollywood play. I reckon he might play VFL this week, Mark. And I really hope we play him next week. He is so exciting. Love him. Love him. And not just because he's Lebanese like me, but he's actually a gun. Cox is on the Peter right when defense starts to pay attention, he'll just fall to the ground. You know, but he's not as a key forward, hoops, as a centre half forward. G'day, Sports Nut. Thanks for coming on. What a jet Archie Roberts will be in the future. I love him. Love him. I love Archie Roberts, mate. He's had a wonderful game on the weekend. Well, umpires look at stats. Some players don't get the right votes when they should. And that explains Lockie Neal. G'day, Jen. How's it going? Thanks for coming on. I'm sorry I'm tipping against your Pies this week. I am tipping a strong bounce back by the Swans, who get Dan Rampy back. The Amati party comes back as well. So I'm sorry. Jen. And Jordan DeGo is a big out. So I'm tipping the Swans here. Only issue with Bont is he has Libba, Law, Yeah, that's true. The team's too good. He's got too many good players in the team. Hey, Joe, you look whole now. Correct. With these on, I am complete. You are correct. Cripps will win, but I hope Neil does because I got money on him. Well said, Ghost. Well said. Cam Rayner has been stealing Neil's votes as of late. Cam Rayner has been unbelievable. I was joking on the Monday night live stream with the All Australian side, but in all honesty, he has been incredible in this last month of football. His contract demands will be substantial. Freddie, g'day, Freddie. I like how when emphasizing the GWS slump, you said they lost to Essendon. Mate, look, I acknowledge that Essendon is not the best team in the comp. We are nowhere near the best team in the comp. If you lose to us, it's very rare for a team on top of their game to lose to Essendon. It is what it is. Like, as much as it hurts for me to say, it's very rare. When a team is on with momentum, for them to end up losing to Essendon, it means something is not right. We tend to beat teams when they're off or missing important players. Oh my God, Briggs. Yeah, no, Briggs is huge. Why doesn't it say why they are out? I have no idea, Freddie. Thank the world for Aaron Francis being out. Doesn't say how they're out. I know. Like, I don't get. Go to last week and see if it says. I'm pretty sure last week it said why. Oh, did it not? No. I feel like they've changed this. They've changed this, I swear. Bro, they've changed it. They've gone back in time and removed all the evidence. Bro, Dyson Heppel literally was omitted that week. It literally said omitted. Bro, the AFL, you guys are a joke. You're here talking to us about freaking this extra round of football. Mate, you can't even get your website to work properly. You can't even do the simple basics right of who's in and out on a team. And you want to introduce this fancy new round? Bro, what a joke. And then you go back in time and remove all the evidence. Oh, like what, are you gaslighting us or something? You think we didn't pay attention? You think, oh, this is just normal? Piss off. Dowling Limited. Another loop being omitted gives us another loop. Yep, that's right. AFL are too lazy. Disgusting. This is their game. If the AFL are going to be lazy with their own game, like what are they going to be busy with? What are they going to be busy with? It will take me longer these days. However, I will literally cartwheel across a local footy oval of Joe's choice or swim 10K in any pool of choice if Sydney misses the 8. I kind of want it now. Angeline, you've killed me. You've killed me with this comment. That is unbelievable. All right. If the Swans miss the 8, I want you to swim 10,000 to swim at Oasis and Dandenong in that pool. Oh my God. Hobbs will be the sub. Wouldn't be surprised. I hope Menzies is the sub. I hope he gets dropped. Lower leg injury for SDK. And Tracy is injured. Conning is a knee. Rankin is back. That's correct. Conning has an injured knee. Hoare actually alive. Who would possibly believe it? Georgiades is injured. Has to don't drop a guy off 4 goals. Correct. He'll be the sub. Yep, most likely. McRae never going to get in. McRae brothers going to Richmond next year. Maybe Richmond. Maybe North. Maybe North. Hawks beat us by 3 goals. There you go. Carlton, man. Carlton supporter. Tipping the Hawks. The Dons' record against top 8 sides don't look too bad. GWS, Freo, and the Giants. And that's so stupid, isn't it, Hoops? Isn't it so dumb? According to that metric, we are now better because we're outside of the 8. We are a better team outside of the 8 than when we're inside the 8. What a joke. Absolute joke of a metric, that is. Velo, Swans, Lions, North, Freo, Essendon, Port, Hawks, St Kilda, and Adelaide. Adelaide to beat the Dogs? Really, Velo? I agree with Swans. I agree with Lions. I agree with Bombers. I agree with Fremantle. I agree with Port. I agree with North. But the Dogs, interesting. Hoops, Joe, where's Big J? Because as much as we love you, the two of your chemistry is electric. Best of I love you, Hoops. Big J is with his partner. They are doing some wedding preparation things. So Big J and his beautiful partner Ify are going to be getting married in the coming months. So they're getting some of that preparation underway. I will absolutely pass on that beautiful, kind words there, Hoops. And I'm glad to know that me alone is not enough. Sucks that Roberts probably has little to no fantasy Supercoach relevance for his career. Correct. Rodney O'Brien, AFL, an absolute joke. No reference to who is injured, managed, or omitted with regard to initial team sheets. I agree wholeheartedly. Look on the article it comes with. What article? What article? Last week it said why out. I know. But they go back in time and they're gaslighting us. Who are your VC and C options for every game? Great question. Let's pull up DFS, AFL. And then we go down to defense versus position. Alrighty, last 5 in SuperCoach. So, no, not that one. This one. Okay. So Swans and Collingwood. I can tell you right off the bat, if you've got Errol Goulden, he will do very well. All right. Collingwood, easiest matchup in the last 5 weeks for inside mids. Heaney, even general forwards are conceding a lot of points to. So Isaac Heaney will do very well. Errol Goulden will do very well. Be very keen about this. If you have Blakey, he will also do very well in this game. So those are 3 Swans right there for you. Meanwhile, anyone for Collingwood? The Swans have, despite being in a crazy funk, they are still a restrictive matchup for inside mids. Wow. That is shocking to me. Unbelievable. But yes, any of the Sydney boys will do well. Brisbane v. the Giants. Now, I have gone with... I've got a VC on someone who is playing very hot at the moment, Lachie Whitfield. Lachie Whitfield's last few games have been unbelievable. Kicking duties have been sensational. And he is the hottest player in the comp right now. Great, nice 3-week output from him. And he's playing against the Lions, who are a positive matchup for designated kickers, which is pretty good. Otherwise, the Giants are a restrictive matchup against inside mids. So if you've got your Neils and your Dunkleys, the thing is, though, there's no Kieran Briggs. No Briggs potentially means that the Big O will get a lot of hitouts. So it's possible that the Brisbane mids could be in for a very good score. It's possible. It is possible. Next game. Bombers and the Suns. It is possible to go with Zach Merritt as a VC. We know Dimmer Hardwick doesn't like to tag. We're playing at Marvel Stadium in perfect conditions where Zach Merritt will use his beautiful left foot to great effect. The Suns are a positive matchup for inside mids when it comes to midfielders. So Merritt well and truly is an option, as is Jai Caldwell if you want to be a bit of a pod. Jai Caldwell had a wonderful game on the weekend. If you are a Sun, you want someone like a Flanders potentially. Essendon are a sort of medium, neutral sort of matchup. So yeah, maybe not the Flanders, not the Flanders selection. Next game. Fremantle versus Geelong. We know Geelong have actually improved. They're not the easy beats when it comes to inside mids that they were at the start of the year. They are a neutral type of matchup now at the moment. However, they give up lots of points to the ruck. And now they're also going to be without Sam De Koning. So, if you have Luke Jackson or you have Sean Darcy, could be in for a good week this week for when they have their hitouts. Could be a good week for them. Otherwise, Geelong are pretty good at restricting. They're a good team. The Cats. Fremantle give up a lot of points to designated kickers. So it's possible if you've got someone like, but again, it's not something that is going to absolutely be a big score for you. I wouldn't be looking at this game for a captaincy option. Melbourne versus Port, though, is one that you probably will. Melbourne in the last few weeks have been really poor against inside mids. Could be looking at a Butters. Sorry, that's Adelaide. Melbourne are here. Melbourne are third easiest. So you could be looking at someone like a Zach Butters to go absolutely bonkers at the MCG against the Melbourne side, who for all intents and purposes are done for their season. This could be a great opportunity for Zach Butters to do really well. I don't think there's anyone from Melbourne. I mean, Max Gawn's running around with a swollen ankle, with a swollen foot. So I wouldn't be going with Max Gawn, even though he had a great weekend last week against English. But it's different. He's now playing at the MCG, bigger ground, more ground to cover, whilst injured. Probably not a great combination. Probably Zach Butters could go bonkers in this game. North versus West Coast. The Shees is always up there as an option. West Coast tend to give up a lot of points to anyone forward of centre and a little bit in the ruck. So if you have Tristan Sherry, he is the recommendation, the number one recommendation. If you own Big X, he is going to dominate. He's been dominating the last few weeks. Tristan Sherry is the go-to. Even if you have Sheasel, I still think Sherry is the way. Sherry is the truth, and I really wish I started him. So Sherry or Sheasel, either one, you will not be complaining about. And then Crows v. the Dogs. You obviously know about Bontempelli. Bontempelli is the GOAT, especially when there's injury concerns about the Bond. And Adelaide are the fourth easiest matchup in the last 5 weeks against inside mids. So again, another favourable matchup. The Dogs are in red-hot form. They're looking to cement themselves into finals. So I've currently got the Bont as my captain, and I've got Whitfield as my VC. I might actually change it to Sheasel into Bont. It just comes down to, I guess, who your loop's going to be. I need someone to play. I got Brown or Schoenmaker. When did Melbourne play? Melbourne play here, which is fine. So yes, I could do a Sheasel into Bont, maybe Merritt into Bont. Could work. Sheasel into Merritt potentially. One's in the afternoon, one's in the evening. So I think Sheasel could be a very safe VC playing at Blundstone against the West Coast Eagles. It could very well end up like this. Sherry into Sinclair. Relatives pods are one. Sherry is not a ruck. Is not a risk, Angeline. Sherry is as safe as it gets. He's gonna be a wonderful VC for you. Believe me. Any chance Max will go big against Port? I was thinking VC Neil into Gawn. Maybe Dunkley is a better option than Neil. Thoughts? Where are they playing again? If they're playing at the Gabba, no, they're not playing at the Gabba. Neil tends to be better at the Gabba than Dunkley, and Dunkley tends to be better away from the Gabba. So since they're playing at the Gabba, I'd lean towards Neil over Dunkley, if you want to go that way. At least Peatling didn't get dropped when one of Kelly and Cogs are back. Correct. Team announcements label work on my phone. On the phone, it appears? Seriously? I'm looking it up right now. Them sons of bitches. Why? Why on the phone? What's wrong with the website? Bloody hell. AFL, seriously. You got so much shit to work out. Oh my God. Mark! Mark! Mark, what are you doing, mate? Mark! Oh, this one is for the wedding. I hope the kids have a great day. I am invited. I am invited. And I will be shouting him lots of beers. Thanks to you, Mark. You are going to be shouting us lots of beers at this wedding. Oh my God, Mark. You are honestly, mate, you absolutely did not have to do that. You absolutely did not have to do that. Oh, Big J.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Whoa. I know it's a bit of a shock.
Where are you calling in from? Where are you calling in from?
My car.
From the car. Mate, Mark Lavelle. You know Mark Lavelle. Hello? Big J?
Sorry, I'm here. Yeah, I'll just put in Google Maps. Yeah, I'm calling from the car. I'm doing my wedding stuff. Hopefully, I don't know if Joe spilled the beans, but I'm getting married again. So, yeah, it's should be a lot of fun. Just kind of getting everything sorted, which is cool.
Mate, you know who Mark Lavelle is, yeah?
Yeah.
Mark Lavelle has given you a present.
Mark. Come on, Mark. Thank you very much, buddy.
Mark, you're an absolute legend, and he's given us also a previous 50 as a thank you for the year. So it's been
always. We've still got a few weeks. Still got a few weeks to go. We'll be here all season, and then definitely into the AFLW season as well. So stick around for that. It should be a lot of fun.
Yep, and 12 hoops. I'm trying to scroll through and see if I can find 12 hoops' comments. He doesn't like it when I'm by myself. He's like, "Where's Big J? We need the commentary. We need the chemistry."
Sorry. I can't help it. I was away.
He was away, mate. I'm trying to see if I can find that comment. Where's that comment from 12 hoops? There's been a lot of comments this week. So
what's the news? What's the news from the team sheets, Joe? What's the goss? What's happening?
The goss is that Lukosius was dropped.
Okay.
Revel injured.
Yep.
What else is there? Oh, also, the more important thing, the AFL website has taken away the reasoning for why people are out of the team.
Really? I wonder if that's a reaction to a bit of a sniff that maybe has got out of hand. What do you reckon?
Maybe, but they've literally now, as on their website, it doesn't show the reasons for why players are out. On the website, on the phone app though, it does have why they're out.
Yeah. Well, change is coming, Joe. You're not allowed to know that a player's injured anymore. You just have to be like, well, they're out of your team. That's it. So sucked in, I suppose.
Kieran Briggs has been managed.
I saw that.
What else is there? DeConning is injured. Malcolm Rose has dropped. Lukosius has dropped. Fiorini dropped. Joel Jeffrey dropped. Stephen May injured. We know about this. Bro, by the way, Marty Hoare is back for Melbourne.
I saw that. I thought you'd be very happy, Joe. Finally have coverage in the back line.
I am so happy. I couldn't believe that Marty Hoare is back.
All we would have needed would have been Ethan Reid coming back. Oh, sorry, Zach Reid coming back, and trifecta would have been reached. It's pretty crazy.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. He's back in business, ladies and gentlemen. So looking at my team, I've never had so many greens. Actually, I take that back. McNeil might not be named.
From starting the season. just messes me up because I hope, as much as I love Hutchinson, I hope he's out because it's nice to have a Kerner and Jai Simpkin loophole. So, yeah, we might get stuck a little bit with that, I think.
Hutchinson. He is extended emergency. He's on his emergency.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's easy enough then. No worries.
He didn't even play last week. It was emergency. He's not even an out.
Carl
Water.
Well, he wasn't named because he was coming off suspension, so I don't think he wouldn't have been named anyway.
Yes, thank you, Velo. Much love. This was the message from 12 Hoops. He says, Joe, where's Big J? Because as much as we love you, the two of your chemistry is electric. Best SuperCoach pod in the game.
Yep. Thank you very much, Hoops. And we'll be here all season. We have been here all season. We'll be here a few more weeks, and then AFLW, and then from then on maybe as well. So no complaints. Joe, Absolutely. Are you planning on being here for another 20 minutes or so, or what's happening? Are we heading off now?
We're about to hit 1 hour and 26 minutes right now. So I was about to wrap it up not too far from now, to be honest.
I have just stopped to fill up petrol, so this is a good enough time as any, I guess. Or I'm happy to come back in like 30 minutes. What would you like? What would the fans like, boys? You want me coming back or what?
Nah, piss off, mate. We don't want to see your face.
Alrighty, no worries. No worries then. I see how it is.
There he is. We finally see the face, mate.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. It's been fun.
Mate.
No, I haven't stopped. I'm not looking at my phone while I'm driving, so yeah.
Hopefully it's not on grand final day.
No. No, it's not. So no problems there.
Correct. Matthew Anderson, you are very late to the party. We're just about to wrap things up, mate. We'll have to go back and watch. Wildcard round is purely for the AFL to make money. And I have said very much the same. I have said very much the same. I agree. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so as well. It's just going to ruin stuff. Like, it's okay to have a top 8. You know, you don't have to make it. It's not fourth place finish. It's not everyone gets a ribbon. And I feel like that's what it's going to start to be. Like, top 8 isn't top 8 anymore. Top 8 is, top 6 is locked in. And then the next 2 have to play for their spot. It's like, no, they played the entire season for the spot. Like, what are you guys doing?
Correct. And what I said was, you're basically not playing for a top 8 anymore. You're playing for a top 10.
Yeah. So, like, cool. Oh, well, feels like there's been too many years of Geelong and the Doggies and Collingwood just missing out. So then it's like, oh, no, we've got to change the rules now. That's it.
Oh, Sean Baker wanted me to let you know about this.
Nice. Velo, if you want some North talk, jump on. I did a podcast with Jesse from True Footy this week on True Eagle. Jump on that. We talk about the game, talk about North Melbourne and how the Eagles are going. It was a really good podcast. So jump on that if you haven't seen it already.
I don't think I spoke that much about the Bombers today. I thought I was very controlled, but I guess not. That's right. Vella's a Carlton supporter. Any mention of Essendon is enough to get him.
The team that's not going to play finals this year. Oh, join us in September. There you go. We'll be down at the pub not watching our teams in finals, Velo.
Mate, that's a big shot right there across the aisle. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like if you like, subscribe if you're new, notification bells, all that jazz. And we really thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity and your time. Mark, I might name one of my kids Mark one day in honor of your generosity. But make sure that you stick with us because AFLW is around the corner. We are tinkering with our teams, and we will be talking about, and we'll be releasing some more videos about that. So make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, 100%, guys, because here at the Centre Bounds, even when we're in the car and driving home and doing everything, we do the hard work so you guys don't have to. Bye for now.
Bye for now.